So, I'm lying on my floor, and I'm holding this thing at a weird angle because, I don't know, I'm just having trouble getting my face centered. This camera's stupid. Anyways, I'm lying on my floor. Why? Because I actually have a floor to lie on now. Long story short, 2020 was a weird year, and I stopped cleaning my apartment. And recently, I've been working at it, and it's been one of those things where, like, okay, the rare time that I actually have a day off from work, just take an hour to do something. I threw out a whole lot of boxes, and I filled up a whole lot of trash cans with a whole lot of trash. I mean, you can probably tell by looking this floor, it ain't. It, oh, it's not fresh, but at least I found it. I live in filth. I've lived most of my life in filth. This is my confession. I'm a slob. It's not really that I like things to be dirty. I just, the feeling of that look and smell of a clean house just doesn't feel worth the effort that it takes to get it there. That being said, the level of filth in this place got so bad that I was like, I don't want to live here anymore. To mention this building is infested with roaches, and like they didn't come here. It's not my fault, but I did give them a very hospitable environment, so getting rid of them was difficult. So I had multiple reasons to finally want to clean, and so yeah, cleaned the living room, the kitchen, scrubbed my bathtub. And like I said, I'm not saying it looks like it's never gonna look like no one's ever lived it before. But I'm gonna try to do a better job keeping up with it. I mean, I'm not gonna be cleaning daily, probably not even weekly. But hey, once a month, run a vacuum, mop the hardwood. Try to keep up with the dishes, not let them get piled so high. Also, I got a new kitchen sink, basically brand new. What happened was, here's something you never wanted to know, but I'm gonna tell you anyways. My kitchen sink has been clogged since 2016. It's 2023. That's nearly 7 years that I just did not have a drain in my kitchen. And you're like, wait, why? Honestly, I tried to fix it myself. I couldn't. I used a Drano. I took the pipes apart. I went in with a stake, but like, I don't know. I couldn't get it done. And I was trying to take off the grease trap so I could get into the main pipe, but that bitch was not moving. And so eventually I just decided, fuck it, I don't need a kitchen sink. And it wasn't a problem at first, but then, one of the handles broke and then the water would not stop running. And at first it was just a tiny drip. That was honestly like, that was 2020. That was like 3 years ago. For 3 years I've had a broken sink that's been dripping, even though it doesn't have a drain. Which means that I've been just collecting water in buckets and taking it and throwing it in my bathroom. And unfortunately, what started as a small drip over 3 years eventually turned into just a regular, steady stream. And like I'd had to rework the pipes so that they came outside and poured into a giant bucket. So that hey, I can actually go to work, and then when I come home 10 hours later, oh, bucket's full. Got to carry that big ass thing over there. It is a workout. I have added a few muscles. There are muscles I did not know I had in my body that they now exist. And the reason I finally got that all of that fixed is because, well, first of all, I've got a kitchen sink where there's water constantly coming in, and yet it's got nowhere to go. And it's affecting me physically, mentally, emotionally. It's bleeding into my work life because, like, if I'm gone too long, I'm coming home and there's water on the floor. So like, I'm getting to work later and I'm leaving early some days. It's affecting my life. So I'm like, okay, I really have no choice but to get this taken care of because clearly it's not going to get better on its own. And so that's also part of the reason why I have been cleaning, just because, you know, I don't know if they're gonna kick. They're not gonna kick me out just because it's dirty, but I definitely don't want to give them too many reasons to be mad at me, because you can get fined for different lease violations and enough lease violations, and they'll be free and clear to kick you out if they ever have a legit reason. So yeah, I wanted to at least get it so we could see the floor, because I did. Honestly, none of these floors were visible, and now 3 out of 4 floors are visible. Don't ask me questions you don't want the answer to. That's all I'm gonna say. Ugh. But anyways, and you might be asking, why didn't I just tell him when the sink got clogged in the first place? Turns out, thanks to years of therapy, I've learned that I have an aversion to asking for help. A very strong aversion. And we don't have to go into the specific details of it, but it's like I have a crippling fear that like physically stops me from asking people for help. I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently it is. And it's something that I'm working to overcome. But also learning like the meaning behind the fear. Like I was more concerned, like the reason I did that is because the fear of getting in trouble for having a dirty house and letting the sink get clogged in the first place and letting it get broken, even though it's not my fault. We got a lot of old shit in these buildings. Shit falls apart. Like honestly, they've replaced half my apartment. Every time something breaks, the stove top, the sink, the fridge, the bathroom, like shit breaks, they just put a new one in. I'm basically living in a completely new building now than the one I moved into. But yeah, anyways, like the fear of getting in trouble for all of these things and breaking in the first place and possible fines and rent getting raised, those were outweighing the small inconvenience of not having a fully functional kitchen sink. And so I ended up just saying, fuck it, leave it. And that's something I've learned. I've never thought of myself as a go with the flow guy. There are people who would categorize me as such. But what it really is that basically, you know, I have a lot of grievances. A lot. There are a lot of things that upset me. But from a young age, I pretty much learned that, hey, life's always gonna suck and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. And I kind of just learned to accept shit. And I don't know any better way to put it. I learned to accept that sometimes shit happens and your life's just gonna suck. But I'm learning now that, it doesn't make you less of a man to just voice the fact that, hey, I have physical, mental, and emotional needs that are not being met. And I would like something done about this. So that's something that I'm learning and growing. 2023 so far has been a year of growth. And one thing I'm learning is what it really means when people say that happiness is a choice. First of all, you should never just say happiness is a choice. There's so much more that goes into it. And a lot of people just won't understand if those are the only words you say. What can you at least say something like happiness is a choice that you have to make every morning when you wake up? That makes a lot more sense. Because let's be honest, the truth is, a human's natural emotional state is chaos. I mean, on any given day, you will feel every emotion that you're capable of feeling. And how you view the way your day went just depends on which specific moments of the day you look back on. Which ones are you focusing on? Which emotions are you choosing to make a priority? Because everyone feels anger every day. Everyone feels sadness every day. Everyone feels anxious every day. And everyone has bits of happiness every day. It's just which of those are you allowing to be the focus of your day, of your life. So yeah, that's something I'm learning to just, not accepting that shit happens and knowing that, hey, I can do something about it. A lot of the things that do go wrong, I can do something about. And the things that I can't do anything about, doesn't mean I have to let them rule my life. I can still find happy moments every day. Like, even if it's as simple as just, hey, enjoying the food that I eat. Because I do love to eat. And I'm going to eat every day. And just learning to just, like, savor the flavors more. Just appreciating the good afternoon nap. And how refreshed that can make me feel. Anyways, I've been talking way too long. Uh, Two things you need to know are: one, I am fucking exhausted right now because honestly, work is hell. Spring break is the worst time of the year. Like, honestly, on a slow week, like a busy Saturday will make 10,000, but right now, like our past few weeks, our slowest day has been like 11,000. That's the slow day. We'll have busy days when we're approaching 30,000. I mean, we're hitting 100K every week, and it's exhausting. There's a lot of work being done. So yeah, and that's half. There's and that and everything else that's been going on. That's half the reason why I'm just. Well, my book is done, but I've been putting it off till at least next month. Like, it's done, it's ready to go. I'm just gonna publish it. I was planning on releasing it in spring, anyways. Not spring, fall, September. Yeah, but it is done. So yeah, come September, just shy of Serenity, will be active, and it's just a story of. It's a coming of age story. Two best friends who meet when they're like 4 years old, and they spend 20 years just going through a lot of bullshit. And then next year, I honestly don't know. It depends on how the rest of this year goes, because the beginning of this year has been some effort. Quite a lot of effort. I haven't done much writing. So we'll see how the rest of this year goes as to whether or not I even publish anything in 2024. The plan is still to do so, but I'm not going to rush to finish and put something out that I feel is not my best work. So it's entirely possible that nothing will be published in 2024. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's a long time to go. We're only a little bit of the way through. 2023 is going to be a long year.